Listen, this is useless philosophy. So we claim no expertise yet.
No, I don't.
Yet. I don't yet.
I don't at
Not
all.
until I get that diploma on my wall. We made it.
We made it.
Episode
Duh.
Duh. I hate that. I hate that so much. How do you feel? There's been a couple days between the first one and the second one. What's your general vibe?
I have not seen the first one.
Oh, I know. Why haven't I shown you? Do you think that's good or bad?
Oh, I don't know.
We're going to go in a little bit different direction with our main topic today, but I think it'll be fun all the same. All right, so we're going to kick it off over to one of us. We don't have to go in a specific order. We'll see where it lands.
Because we can cut it how we want.
On the edit bay floor.
Edit room floor.
Do you really leave stuff on the floor in an edit bay, though?
Back in ye olden days with film, yeah.
They just like, I don't need this, and threw it away.
Someone would come in and sweep it up.
Who?
The film boy.
Film boy?
No.
Do you know this to be true?
No.
Oh, mind your P's and Q's. I knew that one. Do you know what mind your P's and Q's is?
Something to do with making sure that the P and the Q, like the lines were on the right side, or there was like a hook that needed to happen. Something.
Yeah, kind of. Because it's removable type. And when you were putting all the letters back in their little drawers, you had to mind your P's and Q's.
There you go.
Because they look the same. Just flip-flop backwards. You know that kid, there was always that kid in grade school that did their B's and D's backwards? Don't get that person to put the minding of the P's and the Q's back. That'd be bad. All right, we're going to head off and do it. I'm sticking with it. That's going to make it. Oh, that was not a good look. Okay, here we go. Get hype.
Woo.
Woo! Okay, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We're on to your segment, sir. What are we talking about today?
We are talking, it's work related again.
Work related. Well, what do you do for work?
Pet retail.
Woo!
The topic.
The topic is...
Do you work here?
David, sir, you have 2 minutes.
Okay.
Starting now.
Yes. I've got a branded shirt, the place that you came in, and I have a name tag that's got my name on it.
You don't need the whole 2 minutes.
I could understand if you come into a place and someone's running around and they look like they're doing work, but they're in like street clothes. Because there's like third party that come in and they kind of do...
like vendors and things.
Yeah, and they work and they do, shelf organizing or whatever.
Yeah.
But if I've got a 30-pound bag of food on my shoulder, or my arms are in tanks...
Right.
There's a good probability that I work
Have you
there.
been asked when your hands are in tanks?
When I was in charge of animals. And I was underneath looking in a sump. They asked if I worked there.
Do I work here?
And can you help me with fish?
Have you ever said no?
No.
I think you might should.
Yeah. I used to say, I sure hope so.
Okay. Cute. Clever.
And depending on the day, if I was annoyed and they asked, I would look down at my name tag.
Yeah.
I would look down at my shirt or look down at the things that I were holding. And I would go, yeah.
Just blank stare. Have you ever been asked outside of work if you worked somewhere?
At a Target.
Were you wearing a red shirt?
Or no, not at a Target, at a Best Buy.
Were you wearing a blue shirt?
I was not. When I worked at Target, I was in Best Buy.
You sort of have like a tech trustworthy kind of face.
I guess. But they asked and I was like, I don't work here, but we can figure it out.
See, that's what it is.
Yeah,
You're just so polite and kind
I
that
guess.
you're approachable. That's the problem here.
I guess. Yeah.
Work here, yes. I dare you to say no.
Mm.
I dare you. Well, your time's up, sir. That was a good one. Take us out.
This has been David's Diatribe.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hey! So now we are about to partake in Kelley's lukewarm take. Not at all topical or relevant story or thing that frustrates me. And I want to talk to you all about it. You're welcome. Today, we're going to be talking about what happened to all the Tickle Me Elmos.
Okay.
What happened to all the Tickle Me Elmos?
What happened?
What happened to them? It was a thing, right?
It was, yeah.
It's the same like with the Beanie Babies and the Furbies and like those really crazy fad toys where it's just like, we need to have them. And then like, obviously the market gets saturated.
Yeah.
Where do they go?
Like once the fad is over?
Yeah. You've mass produced Tickle Me Elmos. Like there is a pile of those crazy, creepy little toys somewhere in the world.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Parents were fighting other parents
That's
in
what I'm
Targets
saying.
and stuff.
That's a whole nother side to this. Why?
KB Toys.
Oh, KB Toys, Toys R Us. Why? Why were we fighting about Tamagotchis and Gigapets? Did you have a Gigapet?
No, I had a Tamagotchi. I didn't have a Gigapet.
But why were we fighting about them?
Because parents will do everything that they can for their kids.
Was there something like that in like the 60s?
I'm sure there was, yeah.
We've watched Mad Men. I didn't see any Tickle Me Elmo equivalent.
Yeah, because
The Beatles, maybe.
maybe.
But you couldn't get a hold of the Beatles. I just want to know where they
I
went.
mean, you could.
How?
I mean, you can try and grab hold if you wanted to.
Oh, you're going to get bailiff tackled.
Hiya.
But anyway, I just pictured in my head
Just a sea of...
just a scene of tickled Elmos
Yep.
and also Furbies.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope somewhere they're in the same place because, my God,
I mean, they're probably buried in a landfill somewhere.
that would be insane if you had 50 million Furbies and then 50 million Tickle Me Elmos.
Yeah.
Toss a Tamagotchi on top of it and the thing would implode.
Yeah. I would like to think that they had gotten reduced, reused, and recycled, maybe.
I want to know where they went. If you know, drop a comment down below if you know where the Tickle Me Elmos are. This has been Kelley's Not At All Hot Take. We're back, sir.
Woo.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to jump right in here.
Okay.
So today we're going to start with a little story time.
All right. And again, I don't know what is about to unfold.
Yes. He is unaware, blissfully unaware. Wait, do you remember? Ooh, this will make sense at the end.
Okay.
Do you remember how you felt right before I gave you the main topic last time?
Yeah, I was intrigued and then upset.
So we're going to shift over to this little screeny-doo. Story time.
Okay.
A letter to my past self, currently caught in a time travel paradox. Hey, Dave. Dave here. Well, to be more accurate, I'm Dave 6 and you're Dave 2, but you haven't gotten around to labeling us yet. I know it's confusing. Trust me, I've been there. If you're reading this, it means that you wandered into the abandoned lab, pressed the green button, wound up 24 hours in the past, and now you're watching another version of yourself go through the same day. Not to spoil anything, but you're going to press that green button, or that button, again in an ill-advised attempt at fixing things. And then you'll do it again and again. We're idiots. This shouldn't surprise anyone. The person who left the initial voicemail saying, "Come to the lab immediately," that's Dave 7. And there's a scary guy in a mask limping through the halls, attempting to stab me with a machete. Can't remember if you've met him yet, but I'm willing to bet that he's also future me. I'm calling him Murder Dave. as I'm not sure where he falls in the grand chronological spectrum. Anywho, how can I explain this without sounding bonkers? Have you seen the movie Primer? Wait, I know that you haven't, but you always tell people that you loved it. We really need to stop lying about these things or pretending that we know how to use semicolons. Either way, think of it like this: Back to the Future 2. Also, maybe we should stop relying on pop culture references when we need to make a point. Be original? Just a suggestion. I also found this letter when I was where you are, and at the time I promised myself that I wouldn't write this, break the loop, be my own man. But here I am, writing it verbatim. I'm not doing this solely to keep space-time intact, however. Seeing other versions of us has given me some much-needed perspective. And dude, we need to make some changes. We're out of breath after 2 minutes of running away from Murder Dave. You gotta start working out. And those stupid all-bird shoes don't provide any arch support. They're ugly and impractical. Why do we keep buying them? You also need to stop spending so much money on rare Funko Pops. But we can talk about finances later. Dave, buddy, this isn't a grave warning from the future. This is me trying to help you. I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I did. Be better than me. I want you to surpass. Holy shit. Do I want kids? Why did I write that? Oh, because the guy before me did. Either way, when we get out of this loop, we have to change things up. Maybe send a letter to Dave Zero and prevent that jackass from ever coming to the lab to begin with. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I should go hit that green button again. What's one more break in the space-time continuum? Quantum physics isn't science, right? Shit, Murder Dave just found me, and I tried to escape. I rammed my shin into an open cabinet, and now there's this huge bloody gash, and oh, that's why Murder Dave has the limp. Damn it. Anyway, I'm leaving this inside a copy of Brief Interviews with Hideous Men, where I know you'll look. Seriously, there are other authors in the world. Maybe it's finally time that we finish one of those Murakami novels on our bedside table. Oh, and duck when you hear the clown. The future Dave wearing an eye patch and holding a harpoon told me that we'll know what it means when the time is right. Your friend in time, Dave 6.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Our main topic today is time travel.
Mm-hmm.
Time travel, travel speed. Have you ever seen Brittany and Kevin Chaotic?
No.
You're missing out. So, speaking of time travel, travel speed,
Mm-hmm.
what is the first thing that comes to your mind when I said that? When I say that?
Time travel?
Yeah.
Looper?
Looper. Okay. Paradox.
Mm-hmm. What's similar to that story?
Yeah. Have you ever contemplated it before?
The idea of time travel?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
In a sciencey way
Looper.
or in a philosophical way?
I guess maybe a little bit of both.
And where did we go? Tell me, take me on that train.
I mean, from a science standpoint, just like how it's possible. A philosophical standpoint, it's kind of open-ended. You can, if I could go back in time, I would change blah.
Would you go back and change anything?
No, because I think that's what most people neglect, perhaps, is that like you are who you are, you are where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go back and change something, then obviously that alters your path, and maybe it's better, maybe it's worse.
Maybe you just bumped your shin and became Murder Dave.
Yeah.
I think it makes us feel good though. That idea of if I could go back in time and change one thing.
Well, yeah, because we as humans we don't sit and think about the things that we did well.
Right. Do you think other animals in the course of history have contemplated time travel?
I don't think so. I don't know how they.
Neanderthals kind of deal? The Homo naledi?
I don't know. Maybe you know more about that than I do.
It's the early Homo group,
Mm-hmm.
and they were found to have buried their dead.
Sure. Yeah, I think you brought this up. Yeah.
Not only did they bury their dead, they buried them with objects.
With stuff. Yeah.
Does that imply time travel? Like a belief in time travel, or like an afterlife, which is sort of like time travel?
No, I think it.
You see where I'm going though?
Kinda, yeah. I think that just harkens back to like honoring your dead and cherishing their memories and
But
cherishing
why
their
would you send
remains.
them with stuff?
Like just for hope of an afterlife.
Yeah. Do
Like
you
they
want to be
really
buried with
like this
anything?
stick. I'm gonna bury them with
It
this
was a
stick.
tool. It was a
Oh
little
yeah,
stone tool with a child.
yeah,
That had to be sad
sure.
because they had to go up a thing and then down a thing into this little hole.
Like if I were to change something, it would potentially alter where I'm at, and I like where I'm at.
Sure. Do you prescribe to the river of time theory?
What's that?
So the river of time is the idea that you are in the river
Mm-hmm.
and you're on a boat and you're going downstream and
Mm-hmm.
that your present is right now, but your past is still back there. It's just beyond your reach, and your
Sure.
future is also there. It's just beyond your reach
Yeah.
because you are in your boat at present.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think about that?
Sure.
So then time travel is a thing, it's just out of reach.
I mean, time travel could be a thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that we are smart enough and or capable of doing it. Because one thing that the movies don't show you is how to do it.
Right.
And even when they
Yes, they
don't try to
do. A
explain it,
flux capacitor.
but they don't try to explain it either. Looper very famously, there's a moment in the movie when one sits down with the other
Yeah.
and is like, "How many times have you done this?" And he's like, I don't want to get into time travel with you. They can't because they don't know, and it's going to be too hard for our brains to comprehend. But you, as the viewer, can go, oh, well, maybe this has happened once, twice, 10 times, who knows?
It's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Do you think if you were stuck in a time loop, you would be cognizant enough to realize it? Like deja vu and that
Yeah,
whole thing?
me? No, probably not.
You have a horrible perception of time.
Yeah. Mhm.
If it is something on our collective mind
Yeah.
as a species, right?
Yeah.
We all have thought about it so much so that it's represented in our pop culture pretty extensively.
Yeah.
Does someone know how to do it? Does someone somewhere know how to do it?
I mean, I'm sure someone thinks they know how to do it. Yeah, I mean,
We spend a great deal of time being like, I can do this.
well, sure.
This is possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
Why?
part of us as humans to be, yeah, I'm going to make a name for myself. I'm going to do this thing, or just, I can do this. I'm capable.
Yeah.
Because if you aren't like that to a certain degree, then what are you doing?
Philosophical hot take.
Philosophical hot take.
Hot take. Why?
Life, purpose, meaning,
Oh.
that sort of thing.
Why
It's
does
not fun just to go through life and
just
one day
check
at a
out, clock
time.
in at the beginning and clock out at the end?
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, it's okay to be like that for a while, but in theory, you should get to a point where you need to have a goal. And if you attain that goal, then okay.
Do you think like the real time travel is like legacy?
What do you mean?
Ooh. I have an insight, but I don't know if I can articulate it properly.
We
So
always
like,
cut it.
huh?
We can always cut it.
Just rip this part right out. No, like, so what you leave, like you said a second ago, you could start your life and end your life and basically bother no one
Yeah.
and achieve nothing and, leave no footprint
Mm.
behind. Is the footprint that you like strive to leave behind a form of time travel? Like being in someone's living memory?
Sure.
Ooh,
Like I perhaps, yeah.
that
He,
makes me feel good.
yeah, he led a good life. He died. I'm gonna strive to be like him, or try to act like him, or them, her. Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's getting away from like the scientificity of it all, though. And that's just more like
I mean,
wistful. If we're talking about it. What do you think is possible for humans in this space of like, I want to be able to bend time to my will? What are your thoughts?
like, is it attainable?
Yeah.
Right now, I would say no,
Yeah.
because who knows what is involved. I'm sure you could Google or Wikipedia what is time travel, and like it's the idea of bending space and time.
Yeah.
One, to land in an area that you want to.
So this is the part where like philosophy and science meet,
Yeah.
right? If you were to successfully time travel, you are in a physical spot in space.
Yeah.
You are on a physical spot on the planet. The planet is changing all the time,
Yeah.
right? We on the planet are spinning in a circle,
Yeah.
going around the sun, right? As we're doing all this around the sun, our solar system is moving inside the galaxy. So if you were to successfully bend time and travel back in time, you would be floating somewhere in space, no?
More than likely, yeah.
Because like it's that whole idea of you can't stand in the same river twice
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Oh, that's the part that movies are like, don't talk about.
Don't talk about that. The math of it is just, it would be
Astronomical, incalculable. Yeah. There's too many movie. Maybe Chat GPT can figure it out, but
Just for S&G, I am going to Google. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. What am I asking? How do I make a time machine?
how can I time travel?
How can I time travel? 3 different perspectives. Scientific perspective, philosophical and ethical perspective, and speculative fictional approaches. So the scientific ones, talking about time dilation and special relativity, but none of them answer my particular problem about the hurtling through space thing. So it says astronauts on a spaceship traveling near light speed would age slower relative to the people on Earth. This is one-way time travel into the future. Sure. See, I feel like that's a okay, Jan, kind of like time travel thing.
Yeah.
And then you get into like quantum mechanics and things like that, but I don't understand that. I think part of what has sort of hit me the most as I've like gone through my like courses and stuff for school is just how often philosophy smashes up against like physics.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't care for it because I don't like, I mean, science is fine. I don't, whatever. It's
fine.
I can I can bake a cake,
Yeah.
you know, it's fine. I can fiddle with my car to a certain degree. Thank you, every YouTuber ever. Putting those two like people in a room, like you get a scientist and a philosopher
Yeah.
that can why are you laughing?
It's fun to talk, no fun to think.
What is that?
That's like you can talk about the grand ideas and the romantic things, and then you've got some nerd that's like, well, actually, there's no way
that's what I want to do. I want to sit in a room with a scientist, like a real one, and say like, hey, these are my questions from from that philosophical standpoint. And then I do have some science inquiries, sir, about this.
Or madam.
Or madam, sure.
I would say the majority of the population likes to talk about it. But then you get some guys like, well, science says that this can't be happening. Like, you're raining on my parade. Don't do that.
It goes back to that whole, like, it makes us feel good. Leave me alone. I want to think this way. Do you think it's just like a adult form of like self-soothing, like getting your blankie and wrapping yourself up in it, like just the romanticized notion that if I could go back and
If
change
I
something,
could, it would be
this
this,
would be
and
what
my
it
life
is.
would be better. Yeah.
And that makes me feel good right now
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Or, I looking back on it, I wouldn't change anything. I made the right choice. I'm happy where I am. Blah blah
Does
blah.
everybody ultimately come to that place, you think?
Uh, Being content with their life?
Yeah.
No,
No?
no.
That makes me sad.
That's why I prefaced it at the beginning. Like, some people aren't gonna prescribe to my notion of I wouldn't change anything. It's like,
Yeah.
screw you, dude.
Oh, do you think there's that edge to the sword there? To be like, to kind of resent
Well,
those that
sure.
are like, I wouldn't change anything?
I think anybody that has had any kind of hardship in their life and you wouldn't change anything, you're dumb. Because I've got. Brr, 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 brr.
Right. Well, that's, that one-upmanship mode. Like, well, I. I mean, I knee jerk with like, well, yeah, I would change some things, but I don't think I would. Because it's like,
I think you might. We have been together for a while,
yes.
and that's kind of been my philosophy from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you make the choices you make, and you deal with them. You can think about them later, but this is what they are,
Yeah.
and you just kind of have to be content with what you have. You can be mad about it, but unless you want to do something to change it, don't cry about it.
See, but that I think that's one of the bigger differences between us is like I don't often come up against things where I accept that I cannot change them,
Correct. Yeah, you make a point to
then change them.
change it. Yeah.
I mean, and like that's both been my sword and shield at different points,
Yeah.
Listen, if you're sad or if you would go back and change something and you're comforted by that thought, that's where we need to land. If
Yeah.
you are comforted by that thought, keep trying to achieve time travel. That's where this goes.
Yeah. Achieve time travel in the way that best benefits you.
Yeah.
Whether
Don't
that
mess up
be
my stuff though, because I'm real good.
right. Right. Whether that be, journaling and getting your thoughts out,
Sure.
or, coming to terms with a childhood bully or something like there's a difference between, actual sci-fi time travel and time travel in the sense of I need to correct something in my past,
Yeah.
and the way that I can do it feasibly is this.
So I just had a thought. I'm gonna say it out loud. Do you think like flashbacks are a sort of time travel? Follow me. You have the sensation of being in that, or a person has the sensation of being in that place at that time. And like you can hear things and you can see things and your body reacts as if you are there.
Yeah.
What is our brain doing in that situation?
Who knows? Our brains are weird. It could just be memories, and then you're in a state of lucid wakefulness or whatever.
Well, it's that trauma that takes you back there, right?
Yeah, typically.
Usually, so like a strong emotional event.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody has flashbacks to. I mean, if you do, please share.
Yeah, good on you.
Have you ever heard of that? Like flashbacks to like a super positive event?
I guess only in the sense of like a on your deathbed, life flash before your eyes,
Oh,
and
yeah. See,
you
what's
think
that
about your
about if
wife
that's
and
not
kids and
like
whatever.
time travel?
And you could make the argument that it is a form of it, sure.
Yeah, I'm
This
going
is your
to.
bane, your brain going back in time.
Yeah. I mean, just because it's happening all inside your head, it's still real, right? I think that's where the real answers lie. Traumatic moments
Mhm.
and deathbed. Took a turn.
That's my band name.
Traumatic events and deathbeds.
Mhm.
That's a good band name. Copyright. All right, summing up your thoughts on today's topic.
Actual time travel is probably too difficult to do.
For our brains.
Yeah. The idea of, for lack of a better phrase, brain time travel through like memories or trauma, that seems to be a little bit more attainable.
Legacy.
Yeah.
I like it.
What about you? What are your thoughts?
I like that. I like some of the imaginative leaps we've made here today. It brings me that form of comfort that I would imagine is similar to being like, if I could go back in time and change this.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, but
You can't, but you can try to be a little bit better.
yeah, it takes a step towards acceptance. That episode of Bluey, it makes me cry every time.
Which one?
Well, there are many. At any given moment, one or both of us is coming out of a room. They're just like doing this. I don't remember what it's called. They went on a spaceship, and Mackenzie goes out the other side of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And Calypso tells him, you don't have to keep coming back here. I'm going to cry right now. And it's just like that processing of it.
Yeah, went through the two, was on the playground.
And just all alone.
Mackenzie didn't know where mom went.
Yeah. It's like, it's okay. Now you know what's here. You don't have to come back. Yeah. And it's like, oh my God, Calypso, you've helped Mackenzie process trauma. Like, there you go. And just, I really like that idea of like, once you grip it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You can let it go and then leave it in the past, and you don't have to keep coming back to it in your mind.
Grab it, come to terms with it, and let it go.
Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts here, sir?
No. That was a pretty good one, though.
All right. We'll be right back to say goodbye.
Okie doke.
Okie dokie. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. So, we've reached the end of episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
Pretty good. That was a pretty good... I think that is a better glimpse into how we converse about random topics, because we kind of jumped around a little bit, but we kind of made it through.
Back around again. Do you remember at the beginning when I said, how did you feel before I gave you the topic before?
Yeah.
I want you to go back in time and feel that anxiety again. I don't know where I was going with that. You just time traveled.
Woo.
Woo. All right, say goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks for listening, watching. It
Make sure you...
Oh.
Yep, I did it last time. You have to do it this time.
Like and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe.
And share. Like, share, and subscribe.
It sounds like you're saying like, comma, Sharon, subscribe. Like her, do that. All right, anybody named Sharon, you are now obligated to subscribe.
You're on a list.
Oh, I am?
Like, share, and subscribe.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Next time.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
You sound like the AOL guy.
AOL guy.
Listen, goodbye. We've done this 3 times now. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.